Welcome everybody, and thank you so much for coming. And now we'll go straight into a time where we can just get lovely and quiet and focus on expanding our 3-4 flame and truly sending love and gratitude out to our beloved earth. Let's take some slow, deep breaths. We breathe in, we hold the breath, we breathe out and we hold the breath. We can couple our breaths with a statement said with our inner voice. I am in-breathing the feeling of gratitude from the Ascended Master Realm. I am absorbing the feeling of gratitude from the Ascended Master Realm. I am expanding the feeling of gratitude from the Ascended Master Realm. I am projecting the feeling of gratitude from the Ascended Master Realm. I am in-breathing the feeling of gratitude from the Ascended Master Realm. I am absorbing the feeling of gratitude from the Ascended Master Realm. I am expanding the feeling of gratitude from the Ascended Master Realm. I am projecting the feeling of gratitude from the Ascended Master Realm. I am in-breathing the feeling of gratitude from the Ascended Master Realm. I am absorbing the feeling of gratitude from the Ascended Master Realm. I am expanding the feeling of gratitude from the Ascended Master Realm. I am projecting the feeling of gratitude from the Ascended Master Realm. Feel and see those rays of gratitude going out, blanketing our entire planet with a feeling of love and gratitude. Every part of life receiving this wonderful feeling from the heavenly realms of love and gratitude. And now we listen and feel for our heartbeat. We put the awareness of this in the center of our chest. We bless, we love, and we thank that gift of life, our heartbeat. And as we see and feel that heartbeat, bringing that pulse of light through that silvery cord from our mighty iron presence, through the top of our head, through our pineal gland, and anchoring in that blazing 3-4 flame in our hearts. With every heartbeat, the 3-4 flame becomes brighter and brighter and ever expanding. So let's visualize and see our physical body sitting in that beautiful, dazzling, golden flame of wisdom and illumination. We can see it much bigger than our physical bodies, before us and above us. To the left of us, we see that dazzling sapphire blue flame, which brings the feeling of a desire to do the will of God, the feeling of protection and faith, and the feeling of the power of our mighty I Am presence. We see the beautiful pink flame to the right side of us, just behind our right shoulder, bringing us that glorious gift of pure, divine, unconditional love. We see and feel our bodies, our physical bodies, and our 3 finer bodies enveloped in this dazzling light. Now we see that flame within our hearts, expanding and forming a beautiful sun in the center of our chests. We make the sun every bit as bright and dazzling as the noonday sun. And now we connect with our own beloved golden being in our heart, our Holy Christ selves, within the golden flame. And we see it expanding we see that threefold flame in our hearts, expanding and meeting the larger flames created through our visualization. We see our Christ selves, these beloved golden beings within our hearts, expanding and taking complete command of our physical body, our souls, which is our etheric body, our mental and emotional bodies. Just feel and see these bodies blazing light. The great surrender to the Christ self within us. Now we fill our feelings with a feeling of gratitude. Gratitude for our many, many blessings that we receive on our daily journeys. Gratitude for our many, many lives on this sweet earth. Gratitude for our families and friends. Gratitude for our supply and our homes. Gratitude for our health and our happiness. Gratitude to all the beloved elemental kingdom, the great directors of the beloved elemental kingdom, and each precious earth elemental, water elemental, air elemental, and fire elemental, for their ceaseless service to each one of us and to all mankind over eons and eons of time, with very little love and gratitude in return. We just bless and thank them deeply from our hearts. Gratitude to our body elementals. Gratitude to the great and beloved angelic kingdom, our great beloved friend and protector, Archangel Michael, and our own beloved guardian angels, and all the legions of angels serving each one of us and all humanity and all life on our beloved earth. We thank you. Gratitude to the great ascended hosts. Gratitude for these marvelous teachings, as we know, giving us the freedom, the knowledge to make our ascension at the close of this embodiment. And just gratitude to all life, especially that life never loved or thanked. Gratitude for our golden age now dawning, the mighty victory of the light for this beloved planet after her long, long journey. And so be it, beloved I am. I was just wondering, is Gail here? Maybe she'd like to read. I don't see her. Drew, beloved Drew, can you read for us?
Yes, certainly, Anthea.
Thank you.
Can you hear me? Oh, good. Beloved presence of God, I am. It is thy life and intelligence that enables me to read and comprehend and absorb that which is required of me. For life I am so grateful. Beloved Master Kutumi, I ask for your feeling and your capacity to use this instruction for God's glory and mankind's comfort. We thank you. And now, great I am presence, take me within thyself. There instruct me and cause me to retain the full memory of these inner instructions. Thank you. From beloved Saint Germain.
Thank you so much, beloved Drew. And so today we've got just wonderful information, so interesting from beloved Saint Germain on guidance on opening the all-seeing eye of God. And as we know, that's from volume 4 the Ascended Master Instruction. Thank you, John, for reading that. And then we've got a video, actually, which I made years ago, but it's always so pertinent. Saint Germain bringing in the golden age of love and peace. And then we continue with beloved Terry, and we know she's read that entire book for us, bless her, and is bringing the sacred fire into physical sight. Very interesting from beloved Tranquility. And then the great Elohim of peace again, which is Tranquility, purification of the brain and organs from alcohol and mind-altering substances, which is also from Morgan Le Fay from her book, The Seven Sacred Weeks. And then I'm going to read again from Beloved Lord Maitreya, how the I Am students can purify and intensify the prayers from the Orthodox world, and how greatly needed this is. So we're going to start now listening to Beloved Saint Germain's words.
Saint Germain, Ascended Master Instruction, Volume 4, Discourse 21. Saint Germain, at no time have there ever been beings with the Spirit of God within them, with but a single eye. Such an idea was a distorted view concerning the former state of those beings who still retain the full function of the third eye or inner sight, like the X-ray. The all-seeing eye is the right conception of this state. There was a time when those which are known today as the pineal gland and pituitary body were one. They were the all-seeing eye. The skull or brain structure, which was of denser substance, was in no wise any obstruction to the use and activity of this inner eye that really looks in all directions. To the all-seeing eye, no form is an obstruction to the vision. At all times, the all-seeing eye has the form of an eye as you know it today. The greatly dimmed activity of that function, even today, causes you to sense a presence behind you as well as ahead of you. At this previous time, as the soul drew into denser form, it required the activity of an arc, as it were, by which the two activities in conjunction stepped down the activity of this inner vision. This sparking broke the image of the vision, the same as an arc breaks up the current, and instead of a steady flow, it was in intermittent jumps. This causes the present intermittent activity. This became necessary as the outer form reached a certain density, not wise to explain at present. If there could be a continual flow or connection of light between the pituitary body and the pineal gland, we could see everywhere and through all things at all times. This is really the inner sight. This would be the same activity as when they were one, or in other words, unite them into their oneness again, when one can visualize the two as the all-seeing eye within. Wonders might take place. The child with the X-ray eyes. In this case, the pulsation between the pineal gland and the pituitary body has become so frequent that the flow is almost continuous. In all forms where the power of the all-seeing eye is used, the shape of the human eye is retained as we have it today. In any thought of this, think of it always as the all-seeing eye, complete, in the top of the head, taking the place of the pineal gland and pituitary body, or as having these two organs within it. In this eye within is the perfect, eternal sight of Almighty God. A mental picture of anything with this power back of it must be propelled into outer form, because it is God power moving through it. This is how the images we see with our physical eyes are registered on the brain. Therefore, make your pictures within. Your eyes are the camera of the soul. The activity of the vision in the mind acts just the opposite of the activity of the eyes, or physical sight. the secret of manifesting things into the world without is in using the spiritual power to take this picture. Then the great silence precipitates it into form through the visualized picture. Through the activity of visualizing, you print the form or picture upon the great silence, and the great silence, which is the greatest power in the universe, propels it into outer expression and experience. Now you can understand how impossible it is for a picture registered on the inner silence not to come forth. It is the business of the intellect and will to hold the picture steady until the impression is taken by the great silence. If it is not held steady, the result is the same as if you moved your camera while taking an out picture in ordinary photography. This is the power of true precipitation. You do have all power within your consciousness to mold your mind and body or any of its parts or attributes into anything you wish. Meditate on this incessantly. Contemplate this matter of vision often enough to set it in mind, in action, and use it. This release of truth and conviction is tremendous. Never forget it. Use it more and more all the time. This is the inner power that knows its own and is waiting to do these things for you all the time. A tremendous power has been generated here today. This conviction you now have, you can use with great power. Warning. After I have given the explanation of the law and you have received the inner power and conviction, do not discuss it, for you scatter the power which would accomplish the full manifestation.
Well, there we have it, something I think we could all reread and really try and apply. Just so interesting, this wonderful information from beloved Saint Germain. Bless his heart. This is an address by our beloved Saint Germain to the Friends of Freedom, 1958. Blessed and beloved friends of freedom, you who have loved freedom long and are willing to incorporate the energies of your feelings, thoughts, words, and actions to bring freedom to an imprisoned planet, and to the angels that have been enmeshed in human creation, and to the elementals that make up your rivers, lakes, seas, earth, and the air you breathe. For you I am grateful. My dream of many ages has been a world of brotherhood, a brotherhood which neither race, creed, nor color should have any place in differentiating between divine love and impersonal, unified service. Now this planet's axis is straightening, and the violet fire, which I love, blazes forth from its heart center. Those of you who love freedom have written in the ethers these words, I love freedom's star. Ah, how I love this earth, and how I have enjoyed all my lives upon it. I enjoyed the green of the grass, the early spring flowers. No matter what vicissitudes my outer personality had to go through, I would never renounce, even if I had the opportunity to do it over one lifetime. I would never renounce one embodiment upon the platform of earth, because I grew to love beloved Virgo, Pelia, Helios, Vesta, Neptune, Lunara, Aries, Thor, and every one of the elementals. The natural elements who, despite enduring innumerable conditions of distress, continued to garland the earth with the hope of new springtime. It was in the springtime that I achieved the Ascension. It was in the spring that all of the sweetest moments of my various lives were experienced. It was in the spring when beloved Jesus, who the great Lord Maitreya allowed me to guard with the Holy Mother, achieved the resurrection and ascension. We, who had already passed beyond the veil, not only beloved Archangel Gabriel, our great Mahasahib, and the divine beings, but every one of us who had participated in Jesus' ministry, were allowed the privilege by cosmic law of gathering around that tomb in Arimathea's garden. From the time he was placed in the tomb, we knelt in a circle and praised the God of light. We magnetized those gifts and powers which were ours and directed them to beloved Jesus, so that he might have every God assistance. on resurrection morning, the tomb was burst, and he stood forth in the full glory of his manhood. All of us, not only the heavenly host, but the lesser of us who still had a long and tedious journey on the earth, wept with Mary Magdalene in gratitude. Our gratitude for the great gift of being allowed to assist beloved Jesus in any small way during his earth life. Also in gratitude for his own personal consciousness that overcame so-called death and achieved the victory of the resurrection. At the end of our lifespan, each one of us was called back into the inner spheres where we were being trained for future embodiments. Never did I forget, nor anyone who witnessed the visitation of the resurrected Lord, the joy of that majestic figure, beloved Jesus blazing with light, yet in love retaining the stigmata of his wounds, in order that the unbelieving and credulous disciples and friends might know him. So they would know that this was the very body which was mutilated, rather than the transcendent, magnificent electronic body which he had achieved on Bethany's Hill. Ah, beloved ones, when you serve mankind over the ages, you learn something of the skepticism and incredulity of the human mind. Even the beloved Master Jesus, in his great accomplishment, was directed by the beloved Lord Maitreya to leave every mark, except the mark of thorns upon his brow, so that Thomas and others unrecorded might place their hands in the wounds and know that this was the same Master, to know that their friend and beloved teacher had come again through what was called a miraculous process, which in fact is the natural process for all mankind of the earth. I am, through the grace of Almighty God, and through the conferring of the title upon me by beloved Lord Maitreya and the beloved Mahachohan, to be the presiding and directing teacher for the cycle that has already begun. Beloved ones, this cycle will be beautiful in the extreme. It is with a sense of great love for each earnest, sincere student that we pray that some of that beauty may come forth while you are yet in embodiment, that you may know the ceremonial aspect of worship, the great activities of song, chant, the powers of visualization, and the magnificent processionals which we endeavor to establish. As you may see, all of this energy and part of the dignity and beauty of the seventh ray. Beloved ones, it is difficult when an individual has lived many years in an earth body and has accepted a religion or creed. The feeling world of that person and their etheric garment has been charged during the greater part of their life with a particular type of spiritual worship. It is difficult for them to make the transition from one type of service to another. In the 19th century, beloved Lord Maitreya, who has now become your Buddha, interceded with the cosmic law and brought forth the wisdom aspect of the triangle, yet to be completed. I followed that with the power aspect of the triangle through receptive chelas, and mighty fiats and decrees went forth which dissolved the compound. This released all of the inhabitants from certain pressures. Now we come to the love aspect of the pyramid, which is the activity of pure divine love, where wisdom and power are raised through love into spiritual ceremony. Here angels and mankind will join to bring forth the perfection of worship that will not offend the great masses. They, seeing beauty manifested and enjoying it, will want to be like it. Beloved ones, how I have called for the receptive consciousness among the chelas who have served me so well, chelas who can make the transition into the ceremonial activity which we perform at inner levels. We endeavor, from your time to time, to release this activity to you and through you, which can be yours. Beloved ones, love is the apex of all service. Love personified in song, visualization, and ceremony of every kind, which contains within it no drive, but a magnificent, ever-increasing vibration of peace, perfume, beauty, and perfection. It is to establish this age of ceremony that I live. It is to gain the outer consciousness of some unascended beings long enough to bring forth some of these ceremonies. It is to show the chelas who want to draw the masses that a positive and powerful service in dignity and in love
will be what attracts the people. Ceremonies that will sustain them and will bring them back to the teachers who are willing to assist in making the transition. These great masses then become the children of Saint Germain. In all spiritual and mystic literature and initiation is the teaching about the bridge, which is like a drawbridge. The bridge is the reaching forth of the alert consciousness toward ever greater and greater perfection. The bridge goes forth from unascended beings who know there is no such thing as the ultimate. Even the great Sanat Kumara advances when such a bridge is directed forth by those who are willing to pass over into greater light. Then from divinity's realm comes the other half of that bridge until they meet. Now you have the magnificent arch, which is the bridge over which divinity will come to mankind, and over which those who follow those who created the bridge will walk in safety to divinity's presence. Many among mankind do not want such a bridge. They do not want the Passover, any more than the Israelites that were drawn out of the land of Egypt by Moses really wanted liberation. It was not long after they were delivered from Pharaoh's army and the parting of the Red Sea before they wanted to go back to slavery and the idolatry of Egypt that they had known so long. The great Jewish religion today celebrates the Passover, but does not remember the 40 long years in the wilderness, caused by the discontent and ingratitude of those that Moses gave his life to free. The leader of any Passover is not usually very popular with the masses. In following in the august footsteps of the great Jesus, I find I shall have to have help from those who profess to love me.
And so we are helping our beloved Saint Germain. And I remember reading in one of the bridge dictations that he says we're not doing too bad. So hopefully there's lots and lots of chelas around, all around the world, bringing in this wonderful light, calling it for the golden age. And now we're going to listen to beloved Terry reading from the great Elohim of Peace.
In the case of drawing forth into visibility to the physical side of all, these flames of the sacred fire from the so-called invisible, which we do in some of these sanctuaries of the new activity, particularly where there is an already gathered focus and momentum of tremendous proportion in the ethers above a given locality where, in the past, there have been Atlantean temples of some specialized god quality. Such flames can never come forth from the invisible to the visible until you have a constant and rhythmic attendance upon the focus of such flames. This constancy of service must be established far beyond the slightest possibility of breaking such rhythm of attendance by the pull of any outside interest. Now, right here, as I look into your minds and worlds while I am speaking to you, may I suggest that the smaller thing you choose to bring forth as your first precipitation, the less of your vital energies it will take. Do not start with something the size of a large building, for instance. Begin with something that your reason will not argue with until the wee hours of the morning, when you are alone with your own thoughts and out of the greater radiation of the class, when you take time out during the day for your rhythmic attendance upon your project, or during the day when you are engaged in the business of making a living, and the pressures of the outer world are upon you. You can prove my words true in all of this, if you will. Sixth, then, O beloved ones, my heart pleads with you to prayerfully consider this final step, probably because it is my own activity. After you have drawn forth your magnificent precipitation, seal it in my flame of peace. Please do not allow any inharmony of any kind from yourself or others to destroy it. Seal your precipitated form in the golden flame of the Elohim of peace, and hold it inviolate against the disintegrating forces of human thought and feeling. Perhaps the greatest disintegrating force of such human thought and feeling is the jealousy and doubt of others. Here let me warn you, those of you who wish to practice the power of precipitation, that it is most important for you to remain absolutely silent concerning what you are about. Seal your lips against giving even an intimation through the spoken word as to what you are doing, for believe me, you have no idea of the violence of feeling which will be driven at you from those who are covetous of your light's greater development. Their own feelings of insecurity would make them act thus toward you. When the original creation of this planet was finally manifest, when the activities of the rhythm of Arcturus had drawn the final invocation of energy necessary for the completion of this planet, when the sevenfold flame of the Elohim had done its perfect work, when the planet Earth began to revolve upon its axis and began to release into the atmosphere its melodious keynote to enhance the music of the spheres, it was a beautiful sight and sound indeed. At that time, the peace which surpasses the understanding of the human mind abided in the atmosphere of the planet. However, when the laggard souls came here from the other systems and brought disintegration through the feelings of rebellion, pride, hate, doubt, and fear, just like the well-known activity of the Trojan horse, from within out, the great perfection which had been established for so long began to recede here.
There. And there's a lot of information straight from the books under Ascension topics. You scroll down to precipitation. And as we know, we've been told by the beloved great Elohim that we have to learn. They say we must learn at some stage to do it again. So it's a good thing, I think, for us to start practicing it. And so now we have this wonderful opportunity for us to assist brothers and sisters that might be caught in the psychic and astral realms, and to assist our beloved Saint Germain in those wonderful violet flame temples, which we know have been created in that astral realm. And so we say together, beloved presence of God, I am in me, and beloved immortal threefold flame of eternal truth within my heart, and beloved Saint Germain, while my body sleeps this night, let all the constructive energy of my entire life stream be used to render whatever service is needed in the violet flame temples established in the psychic and astral realms, to draw the full gathered cosmic momentum of the violet purifying flame of divine love and compassion through every discarnate life stream there. Let all the souls who dwell in those realms be taken immediately into those purifying temples of mercy and compassion, and there have the accumulated destructively qualified energies of their life streams purified and transmuted, so they carry in their life streams no miscreations that would add to their own or the world's distress. We decree it, and so be it. Beloved I am, and we accept this done here and now with full cosmic power, and we thank you. And now we've got from, it's very interesting, and I thought it really worth sharing, if people are receptive, the process of purification of the brain by the great Elohim of peace. And we know in the magic presence, Saint Germain does stipulate how important it is not to drink alcohol or take these mind-altering substances. And this is what the great Elohim of peace said. The purification of the substances that make up your brain can take years or even incarnations if it depends only on your own conscious effort. Because to expand the spark within your hearts until it becomes a pulsating flame, a huge momentum of light must be created. Furthermore, it needs to be fed constantly. However, if you attract the attention of an ascended master to you, this can be accomplished in a relatively short time. Not only does your brain need to be cleansed, but also your spine. Many dense patterns and toxic substances accumulate there. For example, for example, residue from alcoholic beverages. The substance generated by alcohol consumption is extremely destructive. It pollutes and obstructs the internal channels that flow within the spinal cord, as well as those leading from it to various parts of the physical, etheric, emotional, and mental bodies. My precious ones, if you knew the damage it causes you, you would never put a drop of alcohol in your body again. As long as there is no obedience on the part of the student in this matter, in ceasing the consumption of alcoholic beverages and all mind-altering substances, we know, I mean completely extinguishing it, an Ascended Master will never assist you in this purification process, as all the energy employed by the Ascended Master in this service of love to you would be in vain, since with your destructive habit, in a short time you would again block and numb your brain structure and spinal cord with the same toxic substance. We wish to give you many clarifications of how things work within your bodies, but we can only do so if there is a continuous effort on the part of the students to self-correct, educating their outer self in the right direction. Today, I just want to tell you that until these dense substances are completely purified, the process of adjusting your brain so that it marries with your heart and both begin to work in perfect unity as just one organ cannot move on. And only after this process is completed will your inner eye and ear open to the fullest, like two shining lotuses connecting you with all spheres and dimensions of light. And that also, I thought, applies to what Saint Germain was saying at the beginning of this session we've had today about, when we want to open the inner sight, we need to have purified. Lots needs to have to be purified. And this is a note. Many people seek a quick fix or external crutch for spiritual development, yet true spiritual growth cannot be safely forced or artificially accelerated. The only true and dependable guidance comes from our own God Self, the mighty I Am Presence, which knows the perfect way, timing, and direction for our spiritual unfoldment. True freedom is not merely freedom to do whatever we choose, but it is also freedom from anything that controls us. And this we do know. Okay, this is lovely. This is a kinder world and the power to do good for the beloved animals.
¿Sabes que te quiero mucho? Otra vez.
That's just a lovely one to just remind us how truly everything just loves to be loved, and the beloved animals just love to be loved and respond so wonderfully. And it's very interesting, and I'm sure all of us are noticing it. There's a lot of vegetarian restaurants and vegan restaurants and a focus on that all over the world. So it's really good. I think it's really changing at the moment. I hope so. I'm sure we all hope so. And now we say together, beloved I Am Presence and that of all mankind, charge your mighty light of mercy and compassion to flow through us all and to bring comfort and freedom to the animal, insect, and reptile kingdoms. May each human being remember and accept their responsibility as guardians and protectors of this planet's pure and innocent life until all is set free and their divine plans fulfilled. We so decree it and so be it. In God's most holy name, I am. We accept it done and we thank you. Now, this is from Lord Maitreya. We're carrying on with that wonderful booklet, Love is Still the Way. And he says, I would like to bring to your mind the realization that the prayer force of the race requires the everlasting arms of spiritual energies to sustain it and lift it upward to a point of contact with the octave of light. Let me explain this to you. The mass of the people live mentally and emotionally in the astral realm, a state of thought and feeling which is heavy, in an almost constant state of depression and other destructive activities. The prayer force is so impinged with fear, uncertainty, doubt, and confusion that if it acts at all within the soul, it has little direction, little impetus, and often does not rise out of that realm of depression to connect with the Ascended Master's octave or the octave of light. Devas, masters, angels of prayer, and other ministering spirits are constantly hovering in the atmosphere, especially over great cities, endeavoring to make holes in this dense psychic substance and gather those weak prayer strands together. These prayers and petitions make up the connection between the supplicants and the power of God to answer their calls, which comes from the higher realms. The conscious students, groups, and individuals, once they become aware of this need, may become tremendous spiritual arms in all cities, towns, and communities can become tremendous spiritual arms that in all cities, towns, and communities can raise the prayer force, just as you would put your arms in a cosmic way around the whole populace and carry all those prayers heavenward without a pause, blending them with your own conscious energy and strong petitions for assistance. Just as you would envelop a flower within your hand, do you draw those lines of force together, holding them until an angel deva, a master, or a ministering spirit can acknowledge that energy and draw the answer from the very presence of God and direct it toward the aspiring soul. I have been called the teacher of angels as well as of man, and as this service has been rendered for the most part by the angels, it is now time that the student body accept this as part of their responsibility to their fellow man. So it's an interesting sort of concept, and really, I guess it's really where we need to call to our own I presence and our Christ self to gather up and assist with this. And I know we do call every day in our decrees in the morning, although for this, for the Ascended Masters to also assist with this, with all the prayers, the decrees, the ceremonies. Yeah, so it's quite an interesting concept, and I thought it was interesting what Lord Maitreya is sharing with us. And then I thought we'd just finish off before John takes over, and just lovely one to beloved Godfrey. God bless him forever, truly. And as we know, really that was the beginning of this whole of the I Am activity, was through beloved Godfrey Ray King. And so I hope you enjoy singing this lovely song to him. Just so wonderful, and truly how wonderfully blessed are we to have these teachings. And I was just thinking, I can't remember if it was in one of the ADK lookbooks or whether it was from Peter Mountchester's book about Pearl, but apparently when Godfrey Ray King first got up to, into the ascended state, he was just so pleased and so ecstatic. He wanted to come down to tell everybody. And Saint Germain had to actually restrain him from coming down. I just thought that was just such a marvelous thought. Anyway, now John will take over. Thank you so much, beloved John.
Greetings, all you beloved healers, and we thank you again, beloved Anthea, for bringing us these blessed messages, teaching, wonderful videos. Bit from, we send our blessings and thanks to all the beloved ascended masters, cosmic beings, and angelic beings in Elohim for these wonderful messages and services. Beloved mighty and presence, we call to you to take command of us all, produce your mighty perfection through our decrees. Beloved ascended masters, we give you full permission on behalf of ourselves and of all mankind to do whatever is necessary to fulfill the divine plan in this lower realm. And we call for you to charge your mighty power, give whatever energy may be lacking from our side into all our decrees, so they can manifest here and now, all according to thy will. We call to you, beloved Archangel Michael, to send cosmic rays and mighty angels of protection, to protect all who have joined this Zoom class, and for all the energy released to be purified, protected, perfected, amplified, and used only to serve the pure divine cosmic light. And so be it, beloved I am. We thank you, and we say together, mighty I am presence, great host of ascended masters, archangels and Elohim, cosmic beings and great cosmic light, come forth now in all your cosmic power. Withdraw and withhold all power from destructive forces and individuals with destructive intent throughout the world, right now and forever, whether it is conscious or unconscious. Expose, seize, bind, and render helpless all these sinister forces and their activities until the light has removed them completely and illumine the source, so this may never act again, and raise up to positions of power the divinely chosen leaders. Replace all with ascended master consciousness and the divine plan fulfilled. We thank you. Our tube of light protection. Beloved mighty I am presence, beloved Archangel Michael, and beloved Commander Conrad, continually intensify your protective pillar of pure light substance and Archangel Michael's armor of light through and around me, charged with your invincible protection, all-powerful and impenetrable. I am invisible. I am invincible. I am invulnerable to anything but thy almighty perfection. And I am grateful we have given whatever added protection is needed. What we ask for ourselves, we ask for our loved ones, and that which is constructive in all mankind and the world. Thank you. We just visualize our tube of light from our beloved mighty and presence, coming down from above, covering our four lower bodies with that thick wall at the edges, stronger than any steel. Feel and see that brilliant blue and crystal light, that light which instantly deflects anything that is not of the light. Build your wall of light. See Archangel Michael's armor of light around us, forming that impenetrable pillar of protection around ourselves, this group, our families, friends, and around every constructive person across the face of the earth. Every beloved one standing up for truth, justice, and freedom. May God bless, direct, perfect, and protect each and everyone. Thank you. I am the law of forgiveness for myself and all mankind, for all mistakes, misqualified energy, human consciousness, and for straying from the light. Almighty and presence, through you we call to our beloved Lady Kuan Yin, to assist us and all mankind to feel your feelings of Ascended Master mercy, forgiveness, and compassion. We bless and thank you. And each one of us feels deeply in our hearts so much gratitude for this mighty gift of this law of forgiveness, this great spiritual eraser, this great blessing to all mankind. We ask deeply, sincerely to be forgiven and to forgive any and all parts of life that we have not blessed through our thoughts and feelings, and all of life's pure energy that we have misused. Beloved, mighty, I am present in that of all mankind. Forgive us, forgive us, forgive us all. And now we call to the great central sun, and Almighty, I am present to charge your secret powers into these decrees. We call for beloved Saint Germain to anchor cosmic concentrations of violet fire in America, Europe, Africa, China, India, the Middle East, the Far East, Russia, Australia, wherever else it is needed in our beloved world here and now. We thank you. We say our violet fire decree together. Mighty presence, beloved Saint Germain, and those that minister to the violet flame, come forth now and blaze your cosmic violet fire and cause a mighty victory for all the world to see. I am the law of forgiveness in cosmic action now. I am the victory of the sacred fire in all its cosmic power. Mighty angels, descend with your purple ones of fire and strike them into the center of every place where there has been a history of sinister force activity. Transmute and consume it all. Cause, core, record, effect, and memory, and set it all free from that which was never meant to be. Replace it all with Ascended Master consciousness, the divine planful fold, and light from the secret love star. We thank you. our decree for the beloved elementals. I am the light of God that never fails, purifying, loving, thanking, and blessing the great directors of the elemental kingdom and every beloved earth, water, air, and fire elemental for your ceaseless service to me and to all mankind. I am the mighty cosmic light awakening all mankind to the great intelligence of this kingdom, and remove from elemental life today the necessity for longer obeying the destructive impulses of mankind. And so be it. Beloved I am, we thank you. In the name of my mighty I am presence, great cosmic beings and great cosmic light, I decree, I am the presence charging the minds and feelings of everybody in America and the world with Saint Germain's ascended master consciousness and perfection, right now and forever. I am the presence, blessing, illumining, perfecting, and setting all free in service to the light. Our decree for the purification of our beloved earth. In the name of my mighty I am presence, and by the power of the great host of ascended beings, we demand a cosmic living sword of blazing flame continually strike into all human miscreations back to the very beginning, causing all negative energies and entities in the psychic and astral realms and in the consciousness of all mankind to cease to exist forever. The cause, core, effect, record, and memory, freeing all human and elemental life from that which was never meant to be, and ensuring the psychic and astral realm is no more. Replace it all with the immaculate concept for all life, the ascended master consciousness, and light substance from the secret love star. Let thy will be done, and so be it, and so it is. Beloved I am, we thank you. Our decree for divine justice. I am the most intensified cosmic action of the flame of divine justice, blazing throughout the world. I am the law. I am the justice. I am the judge. I am the jury. Knowing that, I am all-powerful. And I know that only divine justice can be done everywhere, here, now, and forever. Beloved Lady Portia, ensure divine justice prevails throughout the world, everywhere. And so be it, and so it is, and it is done. Beloved I am, we thank you. I, and by now before our final decree, by the love and power of our beloved mighty I am presence, we call to you, beloved mighty victory, to fill us with your full victory of victorious accomplishment, that cosmic feeling of ascended master victory. We claim and we accept, O beloved mighty victory, your victory now manifest in our world and experience. We say together, I am the victory of the cosmic light. I am the victory of the cosmic light. I am the victory of the cosmic light. I am the cosmic flame of victory, which reigns supreme everywhere. We accept these calls answered as they are made, according to thy will, with full cosmic power, maintained and trebled each instant of each hour by the power of the cosmic 3x3, until fully manifest. And so be it, and so it is, and it is done. Beloved I am, we thank you, and we deeply thank and release all the great beings invoked. As we end now, let us place a special focus on that beloved love star radiating within our auras, placed there by our blessed Sanat Kumara as a gift to all mankind, assisting us in holding that frequency of unconditional divine love, the true cosmic blessing. We love and thank you, O beloved mighty love star, and ask that you expand your mighty supreme light through our four lower bodies and to saturate all whom we pass by on our earthly journeys with that unconditional love. And to that mighty secret love star shining from the heavens for this 2,000-year period, we bless and thank you and all those mighty cosmic beings from the great central sun, holding this focus. Expand your supreme light through our individual love stars and around all life evolving on our blessed earth. That light which we know can never be requalified by human thoughts or feelings. We thank you. We deeply thank and release all the beloved great ones invoked, and all those whom constantly answer our calls. Thank you, blessed Sheelas. May each and every one of you be so abundantly blessed by our beloved I Am. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, beloved Scott. Oh, I was just thinking about Scott now, just with the thing. Scott, would you mind reading the closing invocation? Thank you, beloved John. Bless your heart.
Sure thing. Closing invocation. Before ending the session, we all say, with mics muted, together, Beloved, I am present, and beloved Master Kathumi, nourish the seeds planted in my consciousness so that the ideas entrusted to me become manifest flowers of perfect expression in my world and the world of all my fellow men. Beloved presence of God, I am. Pour the light of thy great glory upon my consciousness and nourish the seeds planted by the masters. We thank you.
Thank you so much. And it's just to take a moment truly of deep gratitude for these wonderful teachings. And my goodness, where would we be without them? And for our many blessings and our beautiful, wonderful earth, and truly our opportunity to serve the light. We thank you. Thank you very much, everybody. I'm just going to stop the recording.